Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we dive into the day's most pressing news stories. I'm your host, Barbara, and I'm glad you're joining me today. We're starting off with a complex and multifaceted story that has been unfolding in the town of Epping, where protests have erupted over an asylum seekers hotel. The situation began when a man living at the hotel was charged with serious offenses, including sexual assault and harassment. Since then, demonstrations have taken place outside the hotel, with some protesters expressing concerns about the presence of asylum seekers in their community. Now, it's essential to approach this story with sensitivity and nuance. On one hand, the allegations against the individual are extremely disturbing, and it's understandable that residents would want to express their outrage and demand action from authorities. However, it's also crucial to recognize that the actions of one person do not represent the entire asylum seeker community. As we explore this story further, we'll examine the various perspectives at play. Some residents have spoken out against the protests, citing concerns about misinformation and the potential for violence. Others have expressed empathy for the asylum seekers, highlighting the importance of treating all individuals with dignity and respect. The local council has weighed in on the issue, voting unanimously to pass a motion urging the government to close the hotel. This decision reflects the deep-seated concerns and frustrations felt by many in the community. It's also worth noting that the situation on the ground is complex, with reports of dispersal orders, arrests, and allegations of far-right extremist activity. As we navigate this story, it's essential to separate fact from fiction and avoid perpetuating harmful stereotypes or biases. As your host, my goal is to provide a fair and balanced platform for exploring this story and its many facets. We'll be examining the human impact, the policy implications, and the broader societal context that surrounds this issue. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara, and we're glad you're joining us again for this segment of the show. Today, we're discussing a rather interesting topic that's been making headlines in the world of entertainment and politics. The popular animated series South Park has returned for its 27th season, and the show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, have certainly made a statement with their latest episode. For those who may not be aware, the episode in question features a depiction of former President Donald Trump with a rather diminutive physical attribute. The show is known for its satire and pushing boundaries, but this particular episode has sparked a significant reaction from the public and politicians alike. According to reports, Parker and Stone attended the San Diego Comic-Con, where they addressed the controversy surrounding the episode. When asked about the reaction, Parker jokingly apologized, saying, "We're terribly sorry." However, it's clear that the creators are not backing down from their artistic vision. The episode itself tackles a range of topics, including Trump's use of lawsuits to silence opponents, government censorship, and the role of religion in public schools. While some have praised the show for its bold commentary, others have criticized it for being insensitive and crossing a line. The White House has also responded to the episode, with spokesperson Taylor Rogers calling the show fourth-rate and accusing the creators of desperation. However, it's worth noting that South Park has been a thorn in the side of many politicians over the years, and its willingness to challenge societal norms and conventions is part of its enduring appeal. As we consider this story, it's essential to remember that satire and comedy can be subjective, and what one person finds funny or thought-provoking, another might find offensive. It's also important to recognize that South Park has a long history of pushing boundaries and challenging its audience, often using humor to make pointed commentary on current events. Ultimately, the reaction to this episode serves as a reminder of the power of art and comedy to spark conversation and debate. Whether you agree or disagree with the show's approach, it's undeniable that South Park remains a significant cultural force, and its creators continue to be unafraid to tackle tough topics and challenge societal norms. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. As we wrap up today's show, we're going to take a closer look at a developing story that's been making headlines in the world of international relations and journalism. You may have heard about the recent dismissal of Mikhail Guzman, the first deputy director of Russia's state-run news agency TASS. This move has sparked a lot of interest and debate, and we're going to break it down for you. According to reports, Guzman was let go after attending a media forum in Azerbaijan, where he praised the country's president, Ilham Aliyev. This remarks drew criticism from nationalist bloggers and pundits, who accused him of pandering to Baku amid heightened tensions between Russia and Azerbaijan. Now, it's worth noting that Guzman has been a prominent figure in Russian media for decades, and his dismissal has raised questions about the current state of press freedom in Russia. To give you some context, tensions between Moscow and Baku have been running high since a December 2024 incident in which an Azerbaijani Airlines flight was allegedly shot down by Russian air defense systems. Relations deteriorated further after two ethnic Azerbaijani men died during police sweeps in the Russian city of Yekaterinburg in June. In response, Azerbaijani authorities detained and beat more than 10 Russian nationals, raided the offices of Sputnik Azerbaijan, and arrested 2 of the Russian state media outlets' local employees. Now, as an independent journalist, I want to emphasize that it's essential to approach this story with a critical eye and consider multiple perspectives. While some may view Guzman's dismissal as a justified response to his perceived bias, others see it as a concerning sign of censorship and pressure on journalists to toe the government line. As we strive to provide balanced and unbiased reporting here on Barbara's Bulletin, I want to encourage our listeners to think critically about the complexities of international relations and the role of journalism in shaping our understanding of global events. It's crucial to recognize that the dismissal of a high-ranking journalist like Guzman can have far-reaching implications for press freedom and the ability of journalists to report on sensitive topics without fear of reprisal. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.